Now, on the video before this one, many of you will know that I came and I gave you the Q3 earnings news date, which Nio just officially announced. Now, Deutsche Bank just came in right now and gave us what they expect coming from the upcoming Q3 earnings. And boy, I must say, Deutsche Bank is saying that they are seeing gross margins of Nio heading back to double digits, which this, if that's the case, it's lights out, right? I think if we go back to double digits when it comes to gross margins, it might put or result into Nio share price or stock price presenting a short squeeze or going through a short squeeze, because gross margins is one of the things that have been making the Nio stock price to suffer, and of which going back to double digits, I think it will be a very good sign of what's to come. So Deutsche Bank said they see Nio gross margin and vehicle margin increasing by 0.3%, which vehicle margin will be at 12.5%, while gross margins get to 10%, which if we get this, I think, like I said, it will be so amazing. I mean, they said, or they reiterated what the Nio CEO said, of saying that they foresee gross margins, vehicle margin getting to 15%, which is something that is pretty exciting, something that is amazing to see, of course, or that will be amazing to see Nio heading back there, because when we get to 15% in Q4, then that will, of course, have a good impact into the gross margins that Nio generates. They also note that gross margins for Onvo this year will remain in a single digit territory, because they are not going to deliver that much from Onvo this year. But they know that next year, as Nio said, when Onvo gets to the kind of target which the Nio CEO said, 20,000, they can be able to achieve a 15%, of course, vehicle margin, which will be good, because that will also boost, give a boost into Nio's overall earnings. So yeah, this is what Deutsche Bank said today, and it is very interesting to see that Deutsche Bank is positive to say that we are going to see a 10% gross margins higher, or 0.3% higher than the 9.7% we saw in Q2. So this is great. This is just amazing. I mean, Deutsche Bank also give us the guidance that Nio intends on producing in terms of revenues, which based on the Q2 earnings, it was between 19.1 billion RMB to 19.67 billion RMB, which that 19.1 billion is like $2.63 billion, which will be representing a growth of 0.2 to 3.2% from Q2, which will be quite acceptable, because it will be a growth from the total revenues they generated in Q2. So Q2, you'll know that Nio reported a loss of 5 billion RMB, which was a decrease of 16.7% year over year, and a decrease of 2.7% from the losses they generated in Q1. And something to note here is that they also mentioned things like deliveries, total deliveries 61,855, which Nio generated for the quarter, which will be so interesting, and of course that might bring a surprise to the upcoming earnings. So we look forward, man. I mean, Deutsche Bank also mentioned the target of Nio models getting to 30 to 40,000 on a monthly basis, as per what the Nio CEO said, and sub-brand, of course, getting to 20,000, which will produce a vehicle margin of 15%. So we'll see, we will hear, we look forward to the Q2 earnings, and hopefully we get the 10% gross margins as what Deutsche Bank is projecting here, or predicting. I'm hopeful that we'll get to see that. As per my previous video, I was also reiterating that chances are very high that this quarter, or quarter 3 earnings, Nio it's back to double digits when it comes to gross margins, which if that's the case, then it's lights out for this stock. I think we'll see a short squeeze, but also what will be important is the guidance that Nio is going to give during those Q3 earnings, which will be very important, because it will definitely answer or give an answer of what is it that we Nio expects to generate in terms of deliveries, in terms of what we can expect coming from, of course, Nio in Q4, which will be very, very interesting. Oh yeah, man, tell me what you think about this 10% gross margin. I think this is what Deutsche Bank just emphasized today, to say that they are seeing 10%. And if we get this, I think it will be very good, because like I said, Nio would have went back to double digits, which will bring some excitement onto the investors. But I must say, if we don't get 10% and we still get a single digit, then this will be bad for Nio, right? And we don't want that, and we hope Nio has produced at a double digit gross margin in Q3. So yeah, man, do your own DD, man. Just thought I'd just give you this quick update. I know Nio share price, it's not performing the way we want, but long term will win. Blue sky will still coming, or it's still coming, and will definitely be rewarded, especially those that are persevering throughout the headwinds of the share price. We shall be rewarded, people. So hang in there, hang tight, because blue sky is coming. Otherwise, that's all from me. I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.